Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. These, we're excited, are the highlights from today's Question Period, and it was pretty amazing. CHYSTIA Freeland was sort of the boss today because Trudeau on day number 2 playing hooky already. Nowhere's to be found. Freeland is a petty person, but Poilievre has this army of Conservative MPs that are taking over Parliament. We'll get heavy into them. We'll get a good look at some of the wild MPs in the Conservative Party. They're great.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
We want to cut waste and mismanagement that has risen to a level that is not worth the cost after 8 years of this Prime Minister. Speaking of wasteful, this Prime Minister loves to lecture Canadians on how they use energy. He says that he's just like every other Canadian when he stays with a friend at an $89,000 a week vacation. The average Canadian emits 15 tons of carbon per year. His trip emitted 100 tons of carbon in 1 week. Did he pay the full carbon tax on each ton he emitted for his luxurious vacation?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, since we're asking questions of MPs, I have a couple of questions for the Leader of the Opposition. I'd like to know how much heating the 19-room government mansion that he lives in costs. That would be interesting for Canadians to understand. And, you know, the good news for Canadians is we're helping them with the cost of heating with the carbon rebate. So I want to know, did his family cash their carbon rebate check? It's almost $1,000.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I can tell the member that I pay for my own vacations and that of my family. And, Mr. Speaker, Canadians who pay for their own vacations are also paying too much for food. We have a bill, a common sense Conservative bill, C-234, that would take the carbon tax off the farmers that feed us and the consumers that desperately need to put nutrition on their table. Will the Prime Minister stop blocking the bill, pass this law so that Canadians can afford food?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
You know, Mr. Speaker, people who live in glass houses really should not throw stones. And the Leader of the Opposition may be bragging about what he pays for, but I think Canadians should understand he doesn't pay any rent on that 19-room mansion that he lives in. In fact, he's been on the government payroll for more than 20 years, and he qualified for a full pension at 35, Mr. Speaker. And now he wants to take the rebates away from Ontario families. $1,000 a year, he wants to take that away.
I don't mean to call CHYSTIA Freeland a witch or a hypocrite or somebody that's selling out Canadians. I don't mean to do it. I'm calling her those things because she is. Let's check out some of the fun Conservative MPs that are lighting up Question Period.
Well, listen, the Liberals' schemes, scams, and spin jobs don't help the millions of desperate, hungry Canadians struggling just to get by every single month. This is the fact. When you tax the farmer who produces the food, the trucker who ships the food, and then the cost of heating and cooling and storing the food, Canadians can't afford the food. But these out-of-touch carbon tax crusaders, they don't care. And they're going to quadruple it on April 1st. Conservatives will axe the tax for all for good. But why won't these Liberals just pass Bill C-234, reject the Senate amendments, tax the tax on farmers, and bring down food prices today?
I don't remember a government so indifferent to the plight of Canadians. Her advice of cutting Disney Plus is cold comfort to the woman who's putting water in her children's milk. The cost of some produce is up 94% since she got here. They can lower the cost of food, of gas, of home heating by canceling the increase instead of quadrupling the tax. They paused it for one region where their MPs revolted. Where are the rest of their silent MPs who should be speaking up for their neighbours that are asking to cancel the increase?
Lennox and Addington.
Mr. Speaker, for far too many Canadians, the dream of home ownership is dead, and it lays squarely on this Liberal NDP government. After 8 years, mortgages have doubled, and a staggering 3 out of 4 families cannot afford a home. Canadians know that this Prime Minister is not worth the cost, a cost brought about by a truly impressive mix of arrogance and indifference to the suffering of many Canadians. Mr. Speaker, when will this government take a break from their Jamaican junkets and actually address the housing hell in Canada? Yeah.
Kyle Seaback is an MP from Ontario. He's a real deal, very sharp with his tongue, letting the Liberals have it. But now Mr. Speaker involves himself because the Liberals are out of control.
Every day the Minister of Housing rises in this House, he's got a new program, a new announcement, the checks in the mail, all of these things.
I'm going to invite the member from Dufferin-Caledon to start from the top. I will invite other members to please listen to the question without interruption. The honourable member from Dufferin-Caledon from the top.
Mr. Speaker, every day this housing minister pops up and he has a new program, a new plan.
I'm going to invite the government House Leader and the Chief Whip to please, if they could ask their members to listen quietly to the question without interruption. From the honourable member from Dufferin-Caledon from the top, and I hope it will be the last time he will have to start his question again.
Every day, this housing minister pops up and celebrates his new announcement, his new project, his new scheme. But the sad thing is, they don't actually build a single house. That's right. Meanwhile, in the real world, after 8 years of this NDP Liberal government, rents are skyrocketing. In fact, asking rent is now up 22%. Donna in Orangeville's rent is going up again, and she can't afford it. When will this minister realize these announcements are doing nothing, housing's a disaster, apologize to Donna and Canadians?
In general, we won't be showing a lot of the NDP, the Green Party, the Independents. It's mostly going to be Liberals, especially Conservatives. But we'll throw the NDP a bone. This is Charlie Angus. He's kind of funny.
I'm the honourable member for Timmins James Bay.
Another winter, another tragic fire in Treaty 9. Children at the Bummatung First Nation have no school because it burned in a fire and they had no fire service. Last winter, Peawanuck lost a beautiful 10-year-old child to a fire, and this government's response was, well, we'll buy you a truck, but we're not going to pay for the fire hall. How do you do fire safety at minus 45 without a fire hall? Will the minister stop nickel and diming the people at Treaty 9 and commit for all the communities properly funded fire halls, vehicles, and a new school for the children of Bummatung, because every child deserves safety and a comfy school.
Here's a few more Conservative MPs that you're going to want to know who they are. If you don't already, they're fun to watch, this is for sure.
Mr. Speaker, the 2 million Canadians who rely on food banks deserve better than that cheap deflection. 1 in 5 Ontario households who struggle to put food on their tables deserve better. They need this government to stop inflating food prices. They need the Prime Minister to stand up to his radical Environment Minister and carve out the inflationary carbon tax for our farmers, producers, and ranchers. So will the Liberals finally do the right thing? Reject the Senate amendments to Bill C-234, remove the carbon tax for farmers, and lower the price of food for Canadians.
After 8 years of this Liberal NDP government, scandal continues to follow them. With the ArriveCan app, Liberals insisted there were no forged resumes. Fact, almost 40% of the resumes GC Strategy sent in were forged. Wow. Liberals insisted security was never compromised. Fact, almost 80% of all contracts did not follow security protocol. Liberals insisted procurement rules were followed. Fact, the system was rigged in favor of GC Strategies. So I have a question for this Liberal government. What kind of operation are you running over there?
8 years of this NDP Liberal government, we have a Prime Minister who's been caught misleading Canadians multiple times. Most recently, it's his $84,000 gifted vacation to a luxurious Jamaican villa. Now, this is what he told Canadians, was that he was paying for it, but we don't know what he told the Ethics Commissioner. But now we do know that, in fact, it was a gift. He didn't pay anything. He took an $84,000 gift. The Ethics Commissioner said that, unlike what the government House leader said, the trip was not pre-cleared. So when will this minister and this Prime Minister start telling Canadians the truth?
So we're all happy that Karina Gould had her alien baby. She's on maternity leave. Mostly we're happy that she's not in the House anymore, because she kind of ruined it for everybody. But her replacement, this Steve McKinnon, he's a loser, guys. Just watch the way he speaks. He's more dead inside than Karina, I think.
Of course, the member was able to hear this directly from the Ethics Commissioner this morning, but he appeared at committee and has been very clear on this matter. He confirmed that the office was consulted by the Prime Minister's office before the Prime Minister and his family went on their vacation, and he confirmed that his office provided advice on this matter and that the Prime Minister took the advice and went on a Christmas holiday with his family, Mr. Speaker. The Commissioner told committee members that as far as he's concerned, there is nothing further on this matter.
See what I mean? Steve McKinnon's dead on the inside. You can just tell that we're in for a really boring, straight read from the scripts. This guy, I don't trust him already. My name's Aaron. These have been the highlights of Question Period from January 30th. We have a blast here on this channel. We cover the Question Periods live every day. You can find us on there. Subscribe to the channel, get notifications. That'll help. We make short videos too, just for a kick, and we do learn a little bit there as well. So this is it. I'm Aaron. This is Question Period Canada. It's always fun. These have been the highlights. Hopefully you'll be able to stay warm tonight and you've had something healthy to eat today. We'll catch you next video. Thanks a lot for watching.